our creativity be enhanced by other points of view. First order thinking is godlike, an expectation that others will think and do as you do. Life is not like that, and commercially, design and illustration is always for an audience, not yourself. In your ideation, a change of thinking and applying semiotics before a mark is made on a sketchbook page can be beneficial. Let us recalibrate your initial thinking. We now take a semantic turn in applying semiosis into illustrations and designs. Semiosis' signed action power is predicated on your audience's interpretations. In this 13th episode of Semiosis 101 Season 4, we try to break any bad habits of first order thinking to bring our audience into our ideation phase. Our audiences understand what they see is based on what they have already experienced in the world. This is a phenomenologically existential way of framing the context from which your audience forms their understanding of what they see. As designers and illustrators, it is useful to gain an understanding of understanding. How to encode the appropriate semiotic qualities into your visual language emerge from understanding what your audience already understands. After all, knowledge of important concepts are crucial to you creatives, as much as your target audience. First order thinking is analogous to a godlike attitude that what you create will be used and understood as you want it to be. When I ask young undergraduate students who they are designing for, they say, me. First order thinking at its best. Every time your target audience does not see what it is, even though you think it is visually obvious, is a first order thinking semiotic failure. First order thinking in the designer and illustrator context I am using emphasizes where your creative mindset restricts your ability to truly visually communicate if you are not careful. To help my undergraduate students break from first order thinking, I repeat a statement one of my PhD supervisors, Professor Simon Biggs, an artist, said to me back in 2008. Artists pose questions. Designers answer problems. This difference is crucial. To answer problems, e.g., everything from this book needs illustrations to this global company needs a rebrand and campaign, it is not enough to just do what you like. There is a purpose, concept behind what you design or illustrate. That is not you. Sorry. Everything you illustrate or design, representation of the concept, has an audience. That audience will not be a captive audience. You need to understand how your target audience will understand and interpret from what you have aesthetically created. Second order thinking is dialogical, which, by adopting into your semiotic mindset, opens up a communicational space in which different understandings can coexist. Jorge Frascara speaks of three essential functions of any form of visual communication of a message. Attention needs to be attracted, retained, so that then it can begin communicating. Bo Bergstrom discusses in Essentials of Visual Communication three visual communication perspectives that align with semiosis: intention, proximity, and reception. Bergstrom's intention and reception are obvious alignments, so we will now focus on the perspective of proximity to understand how this enhances how you visually communicate. Proximity aligns with what Frascara defines as a communicational situation. For your visual communication outcome to be successfully understood, your perspective of proximity requires you to understand your audience's own perspective of reception. Whatever visual language you use, it will have an impact on the knowledge, attitudes, and behaviour of your audience. Peirce's abductive reasoning in the form of building a working hypothesis helps you put yourself into a communicational situation to semiotically ideate what your audience already has experience of. First order thinking prevents you from doing this. From your perspective of proximity, you can engage in second order thinking to begin forming a working hypothesis on what your audience finds familiar. Abductive reasoning as hypothesis allows for your understanding to grow with each new insight. It is structured logic, but a form of logic which evolves the truths it reveals. In the last episode, I used an example of cinematic darkness as a familiar quality which a cinema-going audience would find comfortable. This abductive insight allows you to begin to semiotically encode your visual language with qualities to trigger audience attention. These weak semiotic qualities of darkness may instantly make the audience perceive a possible connection between themselves and the concept that is intended to be visually communicated. If not, then your working hypothesis will reveal further insights to ideate and test. Your ideation phase is for you to work out what will be the most successful composition, irrespective of your media or personal taste. It is never the first idea, as the creative process is predicated on iteration. Ideas are sketched, analysed, tested, and then abandoned or developed towards a successful solution. You, as illustrators and designers, are already confident in your abilities to design or illustrate. A perspective of proximity and second-order thinking can be built into a working hypothesis on your target audience. By bringing yourself closer as you ideate to what the audience's lived experiences reveal about what the initial qualities they will find familiar, you open up a working dialogue. This is a Frescaran communicational space where different understandings can coexist to discover what will semiotically attract and retain audience attention. Such a creative communicational space in which your proximity to understanding audience lived experience exposes you to strengthen your semiotic mindset too. By seeking dialogue through a working hypothesis, you naturally break out of first order thinking into second order thinking. Or if you want to read more about this, then check out the Semiosis 101 semiotic resource on Ghost. Link is below in the description. By understanding, you are growing as a creative in the world. Your creativity is enhanced by seeking out these other points of view to grow a working hypothesis. This means that your ideation, your initial sketching of very rough ideas, can immediately align itself to what you already understand about what your audience knows. As you discover more about your audience, your hypothesis evolves. Your ideas become stronger while semiotically you use familiar qualities. Just think about this. As creatives, you already engage in ideation. As creatives, you now are aware that your target audience's lived experience can provide valuable insights to qualities they already find familiar. As creatives, by placing yourself into a perspective of proximity communicational space as you ideate, you align your creative mindset with how the audience will understand what they see. As creatives, by breaking out of first order thinking, you allow yourself to see your audience's own points of view and lived experiences. This new approach and mindset informs your own working hypothesis on what will visually connect the audience to your intended concept. You know, the thing your client needs you to visually communicate? Once you are at this point, Semiosis has your creative back. Its pragmatic semiotic sign action will enhance your visual communication. In the last season of Semiosis 101, I spent several episodes discussing semiotic ideation, so check out Omnibus 3.3 or episodes 3.8 to 310 to catch up on semiotic sketching. To summarise how semiosis can semiotically structure your ideation to enhance how effective you visually communicate, let me quickly remind you of the fundamental points of pragmatic semiotic sign action. Semiotic signs have varying levels of perception, representation, and delivery power. Peirce defines 10 classes of semiotic signs that grow in power from weak qualities to strong, generally agreed signs. These sign classes manipulate the 3 power levels, leading to different impacts of communicating meaning. A Peircean semiotic sign is triadic, and semiosis works on the determination flow between concept, representation, and interpretation. The creative needs the audience. Semiotically, creativity can be enhanced by embracing its determination flow. Remember, you have always been working semiotically, whether you accept it or not. Your enhancements will develop by developing your semiotic mindsets within a perspective of proximity to your audience. By understanding their lived experiences, you can gain insights to how you can visually align the concept you need to visually communicate to what the audience already know. To do this, a change in your creative mindset from first order to second order thinking is crucial. In the next episode, we will look how you can semiotically avoid second guessing your audience. So subscribe to be notified when this next free episode is published, or become a Semiosis 101 producer on Patreon and watch all future episodes months ahead of YouTube and gain exclusive access to Patreon only video content and a credit on future episodes. Hint hint. See you all again for the next Semiosis 101 episode. Semiosis 101 is unique in helping illustrators and designers to semiotically enhance your visual communication skills. One designer-centric semiotic video at a time. Remember to hit subscribe to be notified when the next episode hits.